so confused. What's there to do?
Funny all of them times where the silver linings blow away the clouds. But isn't it nice when your troubled times eventually just change into challenges, lessons, and blessings? Don't gotta think twice then, 'cause your troubled times do turn themselves around. You can change your mind, and you just might find this key to completely free your life. Everything is a blessing. Everything is a blessing. Today's test is tomorrow's lesson. Yeah, everything is a blessing. And now I'm thinking about rain showers and how my garden flowers after the monsoon. The more that it rains and it pours is directly proportionate, the more my flowers bloom. You can change your mind, and you just might find this key to completely free your life. 'Cause everything is a blessing. Literally everything. Everything is a blessing. Yeah, yeah. Today's test is tomorrow's lesson. Get up and sing. Everything is a great big blessing. Mondays, mosquitoes, amoeba, lentils, the dentist, your ex. Every atom ever sat on the table periodically, positively matter of fact and categorically. Every last animal, vegetable, and mineral in the world. I'm still thinking about life stories, dark tunnels round the corners with no end in sight. might recite this chorus for us, and suddenly we start to see the light. Oh baby, you can change your mind, and you just might find this all-encompassing bliss when you drive like this on the highway of life, with a cracked windscreen, and then your lights turn green, and for everything in between, everything is a blessing. All of the things now, baby, everything is a blessing. When a little bit more, today's test is tomorrow's lesson. Na 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 na, no no no. Yeah, everything is a blessing. But if
Good evening, everyone. My name is Madeline Scully, Manager of Community Services here at Wagga Wagga City Council, and I'll be your host for this evening. To begin, it gives me great pleasure to invite Wiradjuri Elder, Auntie Dot Wyman, to welcome us all to Wiradjuri country.
Pretty bright up here. Yammer, and a warm welcome to all gathered here this evening. I'd like to acknowledge Claire Harris, Manager, for her kind invitation for the launch of the Civic Theatre 2026 program. My name's Auntie Dot Wyman. I'm a proud Wiradjuri woman. I'm also a wife, mother, and grandmother of 13 beautiful grandchildren. And my family and I have lived in Wagga Wagga since 1974. So we've seen a lot of growth over the years. And I'd like to share with you all the protocols of welcoming to country that has been part of Aboriginal culture for thousands of years. And despite having the absence of fences and visible borders, Aboriginal groups had clear boundaries separating their country from other groups. And so crossing onto another group's country or land required a request to enter or to cross over, just like gaining a visa. And when that permission was granted, the hosting group would welcome the visitors, offering them safe passage, and the other groups had to respect the protocols and rules whilst on the host's country. And furthermore, I'd like to mention that at times the Wiradjuri people referred themselves as the peoples of the three billas, or the three rivers, being Womble Billa, the Macquarie River, Kalari Billa, the Lachlan River, and Murrumbidgee Billa, being the mighty Murrumbidgee River. So it's with great pleasure that I warmly welcome you all onto the country of the Wiradjuri peoples, who are the traditional custodians of that land that we all stand on, and pay our respects to our elders, both past and present, and those that are present here tonight, for they hold the knowledge of our cultural practices in dance, song, stories, languages and law, being L-O-R-E. I conclude in saying welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Go back out here. Yeah.
Thank you, Auntie Dot, for your warm welcome. It is always such a pleasure to hear you speak and listen as you share your knowledge with us. Welcome everyone to the Wagga Wagga Civic Theatre 2026 program launch. A year ahead shaped by the stories, spirit and the creativity of our community. And a special welcome to all of those watching via live stream here this evening. We're all really pleased you could join us alongside our guests here in the auditorium. The 2026 program blends remarkable local talent with exceptional touring works, bringing a diverse lineup for every age group and every kind of theatre lover. Each production invites you to gather, feel and celebrate the magic of live performance. This is your theatre, your stories, your stage. Before we get into the 2026 program details, let's take some time now to reflect on 2025, which has been a fantastic and busy year here at the theatre. here. I would now like to invite Deputy Mayor Councillor Georgie Davies to present the Civic welcome.
Thank you, and go the Maltesers. Good evening. It's wonderful to see so many of you here for the 2026 Civic Theatre season launch, and it is a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Thank you, Annie Dot, for your very warm welcome to country. I would also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Wiradjuri people, and pay respect to elders past, present and emerging, and extend my respect to all First Nations people in Wagga. It is with great pride that I extend a warm welcome to another entertaining and colourful year at the Wagga Wagga Civic Theatre. For more than 60 years, our beloved Civic Theatre has been at the heart of Wagga's cultural life, a place where our community gathers to connect, celebrate and be inspired. In 2026, we continue that proud tradition, bringing world-class entertainment and local stories to centre stage. The Wagga Wagga Civic Theatre has been buzzing this year. So far, we have welcomed over 57,000 patrons through the doors across 162 performances and events. 19 community organisations took to our stage, featuring over 2,000 local performers. Of these performers, 1,400 of them were young people, and the year isn't over yet. Personally, the best thing about our Civic Theatre is that it is a space which caters for all, and it does this through the staff's incredibly thoughtful and careful programming, which aims at attracting new audiences to experience what we all know is the joy of theatre. This year we have had Shakespeare performances, community theatre shows such as And Juliet, spotlights on politics in the Wharf Review, children's shows such as Alison Lester's Imagine, as well as an eclectic mix of music and dance concerts. One of the shows I watched this year was Carl Barron, Australia's beloved bald and awkward comedians. Love him or hate him, the theatre was absolutely packed, and I overheard many people say that this was their first time at the theatre. I also heard a lot of people say, I wasn't sure whether I should wear thongs at the theatre, but then I thought, well, it's Carl Barron, so it'll be okay. This is the sort of theatre we want. Wagga Civic Theatre is a welcoming space, and whether you are a newbie to the theatre or a seasoned subscriber, the staff here do such an incredible job in the programming to make sure that there is something to everyone's taste. And once you are here, they go out of their way to ensure you have an incredible experience. So thank you to our amazing Civic Theatre staff, and thank you all for your continued support in performance art and our theatre, a place for joy and connection, and a place that means so much to our local community. For me, there's 3 distinct moments at the theatre. The first is when you sit in this space. You have that pre-show anticipation and excitement where the lights dim and you don't know what you are going to experience or how it's going to make you think or feel. The second is the show itself. The good, bad, ugly or beautiful. Theatre throws it all out to us in the most vulnerable and physical of ways. And the third is leaving the show behind, walking into that fresh air again in a sort of post-show daze and thinking about the performance for the rest of the day or night, perhaps questioning the meaning of life itself. I can't wait for us to experience these 3 distinct moments again in 2026. And on that note, the 2026 program at the theatre is bursting with energy, featuring an exciting mix of local performances and world-class touring acts. There are more ways than ever to get involved, from being a member to bringing the whole family along for a show. In 2026, let's come together to celebrate the Civic Theatre as the cultural heart of our city. Gather your friends and loved ones for an unforgettable night out, experiencing the magic of live performance right here in our own backyard. Thank you for your attendance here tonight, and I urge you all to get involved and to become a Civic Theatre member. I hope to see you in the foyer sometime next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the reveal of our exciting 2026 lineup. Please welcome our fabulous Civic Theatre Manager, Claire Harris.
Hello, everybody. Are we ready to have some fun? I encourage the cheering and the clapping. It really helps when you're nervous and up here on the stage, so please go ahead. Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us for our 2026 program launch. Thank you to Auntie Dot for your lovely welcome, and to Councillor Georgie Davies for your really kind and heartening words tonight, and to Madeline for emceeing our event. Now, every year, come February, the lights go up, the pace lifts, and like all theatres buzzing across the country, we launch into a whirlwind of making magic for our community right through to December. And while the operas shimmer and the touring live music brings all its glitter and glam, what we are most proud of are the relationships at the heart of it all, the deep sense of love and belonging our community feels for this theatre. The numbers through the door tell that story, but so do the faces that we see every week. These are your stories on your stage. I'm so happy to be here tonight to let you know what we have in store for 2026. So first up, straight to it. So as what is now pretty obvious, they are our works for our kids and families for 2026. So for all the parents and grandparents in the room, we love having young people here, and we encourage you to come to one of those 7 shows. There's some seriously gorgeous works. Green Sheep, I cannot wait to see. We pour so much energy into programming for children and young people. We're not just filling seats or hitting KPIs. We are nurturing the next generation of dreamers and creatives who will keep our theatre alive and thriving for decades to come. You may be aware that we now have a program we call Helping Hand, which is aimed at subsidising buses and theatre tickets for young people to access our performances and programs who may otherwise struggle to attend. This is funded through our return and earn income from all of our recycled bottles and cans, and through audience donations when buying tickets. I'm so proud to report that in 2025 alone, we were able to subsidise, or you were able to subsidise, buses for 80 young people and theatre tickets for 765 young people. it's not in my script, but these come from a school up in the mountains, and we got an envelope this thick from 80 kids that were able to come on the buses that we paid for, and they were just gorgeous and so appreciative. So this ensures that cost of living and financial constraints do not impact access for our littlest theatre lovers. So for all 561 of you who donated to this program, we thank you, and so do they. Please consider when purchasing tickets in the future, a simple rounding up to the next dollar can go a long way if enough people take part. Speaking of very, very excellent, wonderful young people, I'd like to welcome our wonderful full-time technical trainee who is also a musician as part of our Plug and Play program, Lockie Morrow, and Plug and Play participant Sarita Roy to perform a couple of songs for you. Give them a round of applause.
Let it fall, my heart, and as it fell, you rose to claim it. It was dark and I was over until you kissed my lips and you saved me. My hands, they were strong, but my knees were far too weak to stand in your arms without falling to your feet. But there's a side to you that I never knew. All the things you'd say, they were never true. And the games you'd play, you would always win. But I set fire to the rain, watched it pour as I touched your face. Well, it burned while I cried, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name. When I lay with you, I could stay there, close my eyes, feel you here forever. You and me together, nothing gets better. But there's a side to you that I never knew. All the things you'd say, they were never true. And the games you'd play, you would always win. But I set fire to the rain, watched it pour as I touched your face. Well, it burned while I cried, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name. I set fire to the rain and I threw us into the flames. Well, it burned while I cried, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name. Sometimes I wake up by the door, that heart you caught must be waiting for ya. Even now when we're already over, I can't help myself from looking for ya. I set fire to the rain, watched it pour as I touched your face. Well, it burned while I cried, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name. Oh, let it burn. Oh, let it burn. Let it burn. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I fear myself. Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change, and in the bad times I fear myself. I'm of the deep end, watches I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow. In the shallow. In the shallow. We're far from the shallow now. Oh, 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 I'm of the deep end, watches I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. In the shallow. In the shallow. In the shallow. We're far from the shallow now. Oh, 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 I'm of the deep end, watches I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now.
Oh my goodness, this town's got some serious talent. Thank you so much, Lockie and Sarita, for that. That's just so beautiful. Okay, we still having fun? Good. Okay, there's more to come. When you receive your book this year, you will see an array of family shows, experimental works, touring acts, community performances, and some comedy festival editions. I've handpicked a few to talk about tonight, but please be aware that there are many performances available with the member discount and available listed in the book that you'll receive, and you can include any of them in your membership. So to kick off the year, in February, we present Banjo by Got Your Back Productions. Weaving Banjo Patterson's verse with Coldplay's music and contemporary dance, it's unlike anything you've ever seen before. This work toured the small towns in our region earlier in 2025, and the crowds loved it.
So clever, I can't believe how they did it.
Amazing show, so talented. I even love the looping.
Yes.
I thought that was very cool, and the adaptation with the music from Coldplay, the dancing. It was very emotional, actually. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic show. We loved it. It was so good. We're like, where are they next? Maybe we should take all the kids. It was fantastic for all ages. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was great. We spent some time in London and fell in love with musical theatre, so it was great to have something like that in West Wyalong. It was really good. Thanks so much.
Next up, Down Under, Songs That Shaped Australia, coming in April. After much success with Comfort Food Cabaret, which was included in our 2025 program, we bring back to the stage Michelle Pearson and her band for this stellar performance.
If you like Aussie music and you like to dance, you like to sing along and you want to be entertained, definitely come along and see this show.
We could live.
Oh my God, it was fantastic.
Just phenomenal.
Absolutely fabulous.
Absolutely fantastic. Soundtrack of our lives.
I love the storytelling.
It fed my soul.
The best voice in the world.
From your tears, I told you that we could fly.
Like, it took us back to the 70s and activism in the 70s and then into the 80s, and we've got Midnight Oil, we've got Chrissy Amplet, we've got Tina Arena. Like, it is just so eclectic.
We're not gonna sit in silence, we're not gonna live with fear.
And you could not get out of your chair and dance with the jubilation of it.
Really, really, really enjoyed
Highly
it. It was great.
recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it back next year.
Oh.
Please.
So Michelle is an utter delight, and after watching and eating my way through Comfort Food Cabaret, audience members begged that we bring her back in 2026, and we did. So there's a tip for you. Grab me in the foyer when I'm on a high after a show, and you may just get to help curate the 2027 program too. In May, TV and star of the stage Rachel Beck presents In Their Own Words. This work celebrates the lifetimes and epiphanies of Australian women who have achieved incredible things and overcome incredible trials. Through song and stories, weaving anecdotes collected from women including Ita Buttrose, Tanya Plibersek, with music from songwriters such as Missy Higgins and Kate Sobrano, this is a powerful tapestry of female strength and achievement.
Well, what do you want to know? We have interviewed 16 extraordinary Australian women over the past 6 months. These are their stories, their songs, in their own words.
I wondered, will I grow to be as tall as you were to me? You were perfect, bathed me in your love.
We need to be tougher. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? So I'd be up a tree thinking out to all these amazing things I could do with my life.
And white, when you made me look away, I know.
Just so you know, I had to learn that routine from a video that Kelly sent me. Because she was too busy, she was doing Guys and Dolls and Dancing with the Stars and 5 other jobs at the same time.
I found my voice, it's stronger than I ever could have imagined. I called out to the stars, wished for you to cry. I called out to the moon and I wished for you to die.
Okay, so this next one is for the classical music lovers amongst us. ACO Collective grace our stage with Bach, Pat and Brahms. This is a meditative reflection on the human spirit, a radiant program led by ACO Principal Violin Satu Vanska. The orchestra will also perform contemporary works by Nick Drake and Radiohead, as well as Nigel Westlake's serenely beautiful Ascension, and a world premiere from Australian composer Olivia Bettina Davies. Okay, now who in the crowd is a fan of Damien Callanan? Anyone? Anyone? So we loved him in Hall Committee and The Merger, and now he's bringing his new show, Unlikely Friends, to our stage in June.
Yes, Bess. Yeah. No, it's all sorted. Yeah, Don Bradman is locked in. It's fine. I can lend you the pickleball rackets. All right. Good to talk. All right, chat. Bye. Marilyn Monroe. She's playing pickleball with Don Bradman later. It's Damien Callanan here. I'm sorry I can't be there at the launch, but I will be there in June with my show Unlikely Friends, where I get two world-class comedians and I make them to pretend to be people from the olden days who couldn't possibly be friends. Put them in a historical salad spinner and see what comes out the other side. She's ringing back again, sorry. Yep, okay. All right, I'll ask you to play left-handed. Yeah.
We love Damien so much. Will Anderson calls this the most fun he's had on a comedy panel show in years. So we're bringing it to Wagga during the 2026 Comedy Fest, so get your tickets early for that one. In July, we present Middle Raged, a Musical Meltdown, written by Queenie Vandersant and Tiffany Nowak. Did you know, and I'm assuming as I look around the room that yes you do, that rage is one of the 47 symptoms of menopause? Not to mention hot flashes, irritability, and generally daydreaming about divorce. In this brand new Australian musical, created from hundreds of real stories, Middle Rage weaves together storytelling, music, and comedy to shine a spotlight on the wisdom and beauty of women in midlife. This new Australian musical is being created as we speak, and we are lucky enough to be featuring it right before it wows the crowds at the Sydney Opera House. So come and join us for an estro gin and tonic. Come on. And let's show them some big Riverina love. In August, we welcome Dance Makers Collective with All In. This is a celebration of dance and community, a work that brings people together through shared movement and joy. So this work is directed and choreographed by Miranda Ween, and this production showcases performances from professional dancers alongside local talented performers, which means that you will get to see some familiar faces up on stage. The experience builds to an unforgettable finale that feels less like a show and more like the best dance party you've ever been a part of. A change of gear now. Opera Australia and their national tour returns with a 1950s-inspired staging of Don Giovanni, Mozart's dark comedic masterpiece. For opera's own Casanova, it's just another day of pleasure-seeking, seducing a bride on her wedding day, breaking into a woman's bedroom in the dead of night, killing her furious father. So much delicious drama. Now, legend has it that Mozart wrote Don Giovanni Overture the night before it premiered, fuelled by wine, brilliance, and the steady support of his long-suffering wife, who kept him awake, telling stories and making sure he didn't wander off to the piano to play for fun. Behind every good man, huh? Directed by acclaimed theatre maker Michael Gow, this fresh retelling promises an unforgettable night at the opera, and we cannot wait. In September, our favourites Bell Shakespeare are back, and bringing with them the Scottish play. Now, all the information that you need is up there on screen, but so as not to meet an untimely death or put a curse on my future romantic relationships, I will honour the traditions and superstitions of the theatre and dare not speak its name. The Scottish play, and it sounds like many of you are familiar with the Scottish play, is epic. This version is epic. There are brutal battles, murder, betrayal, hallucinations, 3 weird sisters, and wild, wild ambition. This is Bell Shakespeare, but not as you know it. Peter Evans' direction, starring Anthony Talfa, delivers a gripping descent into the dark heart of humanity. We can't wait. Okay, who loves Wharf Review? Okay, we were all pretty sad to hear that 25 would be the last year of touring for that cheeky troupe. So to fill our enormous Jonathan Biggins void, we bring you the Gospel according to Paul, the Second Coming.
In his incredibly deluded mind, he was the second coming of Christ. You know, walking over the waters of Lake Burley Griffin to show us sinners the way to salvation. But Bob had one big thing going in his favour. For some strange reason, most of the Australian population agreed with that assessment.
Jonathan Biggins is a truly masterful writer, director and performer, and we're really pleased to welcome him back in 2026. In November, we are trading tickets for tennis rackets and Pringles for cucumber sandwiches for our presentation of Nuke, the John Newcombe story. Written by award-winning playwright Kieran Carroll and performed by Paul Armstrong, Nuke charts the life of one of Australia's greatest tennis champions. Set at his 80th birthday in 2024, the play moves from his early days as a naive 1960s schoolboy to become the world's #1 player in the 70s, to his tenure as Davis Cup captain, and finally to the stroke he survived in 2003. It's a big-hearted tale of ambition, resilience, and a life lived at full tilt. It's a celebration of a true Australian legend, so come and grab a Cinzano and enjoy the ride. Also in November is something a little bit different. We very proudly present Mercury Rising, which is the performance outcome of a very special collaboration between the Wagga Wagga Civic Theatre, the Art Factory supported studio, and Regroup Performance Collective. In early November this year, 4 wonderful artists from Regroup Performance Collective, who are skilled theatre makers and live cinema specialists, worked with our Art Factory artists to build skills in performance, filmmaking, and film technology. Throughout 2026, during 4 more residency periods, they will work together to create a show for our program that celebrates our regional voices. This is some of the fun that they had in the last 2 weeks. Remaking all of their favourite movie trailers to get them familiar and used to the technology. Mercury Rising marks a powerful shift, placing disability-led performance alongside major national companies like Opera Australia in our 2026 program. It will be an ambitious work that proves the importance of inclusive programming on our stages. For me personally, this is more than a show. It's a statement about who gets to create and lead performance and why that matters. We don't know what the show will be yet, but I encourage you to trust us and come along for the ride. They had so much fun. Good Just keep watching those photos. From opera to Broadway, from Figaro to Phantom. In late November, some of Australia's most talented performers, potpourri, will bring you a feast of music, magic and laughter. If you are a mad musical theatre fan, like me, or a lover of opera, I really think you'll enjoy this. It fuses opera with a slice of cabaret, your favourite Broadway hits, a touch of glamour and a big dollop of comedy, all in one unforgettable show. We are presenting 2 performances of Figaro to Phantom on a Sunday for a very joyful and relaxing way to round out the year. As I mentioned earlier, with the expansion of our membership program to include many more shows, there are plenty more shows, which I just said, to choose from to include in your membership in 2026. Some that are already on sale, including Julie Goodwin, Human Nature, Banff Mountain Film Festival and Casey Donovan. So you can include any of those as part of your package for 2026. Also new to this year's membership program, you can now also include any of the 7 comedy festival acts we have released early as part of your membership. They are Bron Lewis, Ross Noble, Jealous by the Briefs Boys. Did anyone see them 2 years ago? I know Alex is up the back there. They were excellent. Trash Test Dummies, Tom Gleeson and Mel Buttle. So you can include any of those in your package this year as well. We think it's best to add some giggles into your 2026 social calendar. As always, and again, you can add this into your membership, balcony sessions will be back with Groove Factory and friends. And who was here this year for Hey Diddle Fiddle? Yes! We loved that so much that we're bringing Dale and Caleb back twice next year. You need to book tickets to both because if anyone knows Dale, you know that each of them will be completely different performances. So just come along to both. It will be great. We will cater and it will be lovely. We also have our 8 free Australian Army Band Kapuka performances and a lot more performances in the conversation and planning stage. So a lot more local love to come through the year. So make sure you're signed up to our email list and following us on all the socials. So there really is something for everyone in 2026, and believe it or not, what we have presented tonight is only a slice of what we will deliver next year. There'll be more Comedy Fest shows announced in March, not to mention tribute acts, rock bands, and local groups bringing you a jam-packed year of entertainment. We are small but mighty at the Wagga Wagga Civic Theatre, and I want to take this moment to thank our team, who are out there, I'm sure, who constantly go above and beyond to create a sunny and welcoming community facility that you love to be a part of. Can we give them a round of applause, please? And last but not least, we're going to bring Dale Allison and Caleb Richards to the stage for some Hey Diddle Fiddle fun. Round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Claire. We were very lucky this year, 2025, Caleb and I, to have a show in the Civic Theatre here, Hey Diddle Fiddle and Friends. Was anyone here at that? Thank you and good night. No, that's great. And we're even luckier to have the support of Claire and the Civic Theatre team to have in 2026 2 shows. On the 24th of March and the 21st of July, ladies and gentlemen. I've committed those to memory, so we're both going to be here. And we're very lucky again next year to have some wonderful guests. It's Hey Diddle Fiddle and Friends. We've got some very talented, wonderful friends. This year we had Darren Coggan and his wonderful daughter Olivia. We also had our very dear friend David Kennedy. And on the other end of the scale, we had our very young friend, Ben Gillard. So next year, in 2026, yes, we will have some very special guests, which we're not allowed to announce until next year. So with that, the other thing about us is we play a lot of different styles of music, and you've obviously heard us do the Celtic music, the Irish and Scottish music, and we also cover bluegrass and what else do we do? The gypsy thing and a bit of jazz and a bit of everything. So tonight, we thought we'd just mix it up a little bit and give you a preview of what you might hear if you come and see us next year. Tickets make a great Christmas gift, ladies and gentlemen. Because it's going to get wild. Too kind. But don't encourage him, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's just a little thing, and of course we'll have some wonderful guest vocalists coming along next year as well. And then, as I said, we might just mix it up a little bit tonight. Have we got time for one more song? Sure? Okay. We don't have to impose. Okay. You all got to get home and watch Home and Away, I know. That's okay. Thank you very much. We hope to see you in March and July.
Performance. To be able to see that standard right here in our city of that extraordinary artistry is just wonderful, and I encourage everyone to book your tickets early so you don't miss out on anything in the 2026 program. Speaking of booking tickets, I would now like to welcome on stage our wonderful Civic Theatre box office coordinator, Isabel McCallum, to let you in on some fun new surprises along with memberships and how to book tickets for 2026.
Good evening, everyone. So Wednesday, the 15th of October, was Ride to Work Day. For me, also, it was Ride Part of the Way Home Day, because on my way home, I fell off my bike in spectacular fashion. So I was teary, I was shaken, and the leg I landed on refused to work, so I couldn't finish the ride. And my husband, who's normally my rescuer, was out of town, so I had to call in cavalry, which was my adult children. One came to pick me up and the other one rode my bike home for me. So telling you that story, I can feel the empathy and compassion coming from you, hoping that I'm okay, and also wondering what this could possibly have to do with why you're here tonight. So on the same day, the 15th of October, we were also hosting Circa's Duck Pond here at the Civic Theatre. So despite my incredibly dramatic bruises, both physical and emotional, I made it back in time to see the show. And I'm not saying theatre is the best medicine, but it certainly helps. So Duck Pond was incredible, a truly world-class performance right here on our stage. So if you're sitting here tonight, I think you know that feeling, the desire to be transported, to experience something new. And to be honest, a theatre ticket is a lot cheaper than a holiday, and the weather inside this building is fairly predictable. So tonight I encourage you to come to more shows, and we've made that easier than ever. We've made a few changes, so it gives you either more flexibility or you can continue to do what you've always done. So there's 2 ways to be a member in 2026, and they're both memberships. So a couple of years ago, we introduced members so you could either be a subscriber or a member or both. From 2026 onwards, we're simplifying things and saying goodbye to the word subscriber and focusing on a new membership program. Very exciting. There's 2 pathways to reach what I call the membership gazebo, but that's just in my head. It's filled with wonderful, articulate people, and you're all enjoying one of our delicious pre-show cheese platters, which are very easy to order. So the planner, you create your own show package, you select 5 or more performances, and you will continue to enjoy the option to pay as you go, to use deferred payments, and to book a year full of incredible theatre experiences. The spontaneous soul is the other way to become a member. You purchase a $50 membership, you'll receive 4 drink vouchers and enjoy membership pricing on a wide range of shows. So it's the perfect option if you like to pick and choose and you really enjoy that flexibility, not being locked in to a set number of shows. Because membership is not just about perks, it's about belonging. And we want you to feel like you're part of something special. And we truly believe that membership looks good on every single one of you. So Elle, Sally and I will be in the box office tonight. Come and talk to us. We're ready for all your questions. And I'm not a doctor, but I'm happy to discuss theatre as medicine. And I'd say the best treatment is simply to attend plenty of shows. We'll be processing memberships from tomorrow morning. If you complete your form tonight, they'll be stacked in order of receipt. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a videographer that follows me around, so there's no footage of my dramatic fall on ride part of the way home day. But if you happen to be sitting in your car at the lights on Lake Albert Road, this clip will give you a fair idea of what it looked like.
It's changing.
So exactly like that, but without the slick landing.
Thank you, Isabel. Our launch presentation has almost come to a close, everyone, and I want to thank you again for coming along tonight. Please stay and enjoy and join us in the foyer for some refreshments, and the box office is open now for any questions that you may have. On your way out, our Civic Theatre team members will be handing out the new 2026 program booklet containing everything you need to know to book your tickets. To take us out tonight, we are introducing Banjo, who will grace our stage in February 2026. Tickets are now on sale, and you don't want to miss this one. Please put your hands together and welcome Banjo on stage. Thank you and good night.
Though we work and toil and hustle in our life of haste and bustle, all that makes our life worth living comes on striving for and free. Man may weary and importune, but that fickle goddess fortune deals us out our pain or pleasure, careless what our worth may be. Or the happy times entrancing, days of sport, nights of dancing, moonlit rides and stolen kisses, pouting lips and loving glance. When you think of these, be certain you have looked behind the curtain. You have had the luck to linger just a while and come by chance. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing. Whoa. Whoa. There was movement at the station, for the word had passed around that the colt from old regret had got away and had joined the wild bush horses. He was worth £1,000, so all the cracks had gathered to the fray. All the tried and noted riders from the stations near and far had mustered at the homestead overnight. For the bushmen love hard riding where the wild bush horses are, and the stock horse snuffs the battle with delight. There was Harrison, who made his pile when Pardon won the cup, the old man with his hair as white as snow. But few could ride beside him when his blood was fairly up. He would go wherever horse and man could go. And Clancy of the Overflow came down to lend a hand. No better horseman ever held the reins. For never horse could throw him whilst the saddle girths would stand. He learnt to ride while droving on the plains. And one was there, a stripling, on a small and weedy beast. He was something like a racehorse, undersized, with a touch of Timor pony, 3 parts thoroughbred at least, and such as are by mountain horsemen prized. He was hard and tough and wiry, just the sort that won't say die. There was courage in his quick and patient tread, and he bore the badge of gameness in his bright and fiery eye and the proud and lofty carriage of his head. But still so slight and weedy, one would doubt his power to stay, and the old man said, "That horse will never do. For a long and tiring gallop, lad, you'd better stop away. Those hills are far too rough for such as you." So he waited, sad and wistful. Only Clancy stood his friend. "I think we ought to let him come," he said. "I warrant he'll be with us when he's wanted at the end. For both his horse and he are mountain bred. He hails from Snowy River, up by Kosciuszko's side, where the hills are twice as steep and twice as rough, where a horse's hoofs strike firelight from the flintstones every stride, and the man that holds his own is good enough." So we went. They found the horses by the big mimosa clump. They raced away towards the mountain's brow, and the old man gave his orders, "Boys, go at them from the jump. No use to try for fancy riding now. And Clancy, you must wheel them. Try and wheel them to the right. Ride boldly, lad, and never fear the spills. For never yet was a rider that could keep the mob in sight if once they gained the shelter of those hills." So Clancy rode to wheel them. He was racing on the wing, where the best and boldest riders take their place. And he raced his stock horse past them, and he made the rangers ring with stock whip as he met them face to face. Then they halted for a moment while he swung the dreaded lash, but they saw their well-loved mountain full in view. And they charged beneath the stock whip with a sharp and sudden dash, and off into the mountain scrub they flew. Then fast the horsemen followed, where the gorges deep and black resounded to the thunder of their tread. And the stock whips woke the echoes, and they fiercely answered back from the cliffs and crags that beetled overhead. And upward, ever upward, the wild horses held their sway, where mountain ash and Currajong grew wide. And the old man muttered fiercely, "We may bid them all good day. No man can hold them down the other side." When they reached the mountain summit, even Clancy took a pull. It might well make the boldest hold their breath. The wild hop scrub grew thickly, and the hidden ground was full of wombat holes, and any slip was death. But the man from Snowy River let the pony have his head, and he swung his stock whip round and gave a cheer. And he raced him down the mountain like a torrent down its bed, while the others stood and watched in very fear. He sent the flintstones flying, but the pony kept his feet. He cleared the fallen timber in a stride. And the man from Snowy River never shifted in his seat. It was grand to see that mountain horseman ride through the stringy barks and saplings on the rough and broken ground. Down the hillside at a racing pace he went, and he never drew the bridle till he landed safe and sound at the bottom of that terrible descent. He was right among the horses as they climbed the further hill, and the watchers on the mountain standing mute. They saw him ply the stock whip fiercely. He was right among them still as he raced across the clearing in pursuit. Then they lost him for a moment where 2 mountain gullies met in the ranges, but a final glimpse reveals. On a dim and distant hillside, the wild horse is racing yet, with the man from Snowy River at his heels. Yes, he ran them single-handed till their sides were white with foam. He followed like a bloodhound on their track. till they halted, cowed and beaten, and they turned their heads for home. And all alone and unassisted, he brought them back. But his hardy mountain pony, he could scarcely raise a trot. He was blood from hip to shoulder from the spur. But his pluck was still undaunted and his courage fiery hot. For never yet was mountain horse a cur. And down by Kosciuszko, where the pine-clad ridges raise their torn and rugged battlements on high, where the air is clear as crystal and the white stars fairly blaze at midnight in the cold and frosty sky. And around the overflow where the reed beds sweep and sway to the breezes and the rolling plains are wide. The man from Snowy River is a household word today, and the stockmen tell the story of his ride. Yeah! Thank you. To be here tonight, to be right beside that Murrumbidgee, where the text is based. Not that text, but Patterson's text. Mountain Station. It's really special for us. We're from Port Macquarie. They've brought us down to specifically share the story with you tonight. We cannot wait to be here. Thank you very much for having us.